Hi, my name is Kai Armstrong. I'm the product manager for the editor group in the create stage here at GitLab, and I'm here today to talk about the upcoming GitLab 13.3 release and what the editor group will be working on. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll step through a few things, and then I'll make sure that we've got some notes down below this video. And if you've got any questions or feedback, always please feel free to reach out to me. So let's get started here. Kicking it off, you'll notice there's quite a few things in the board. A lot of this is sort of multiple steps in a continued work stream that we've talked about many times before. And then there's some new things that I wanted to highlight here. So first thing we'll talk about is snippets with multiple files. The team is continuing to burn through and work down on snippets with multiple files. The backend work to enable this, a lot of that work has progressed and we're in a really good spot. The front end work, there's a lot more front end that's going into this. And so it's taking some more time to get through and we're working through that. What we'll be focusing on in 13.3 is allowing you to add and remove snippet files from the edit view. So when you're editing snippets, we will now have multiple files. And so you'll need a mechanism to add an additional file and delete those files. And so this is what the editing interface will look like as we work through this. And this is sort of the ability that you'll have to just add and delete these files. And so we're getting closer to being able to support these in the editing view, and then we'll keep working through this to finish this up in the next few releases after 13.3. One of the other things I'm really excited about that we're working on in 13.3 is support for custom JSON schema validation in the web IDE. So in 13.2, we will be releasing GitLab CI based schema validation in the web IDE. So if you're editing a GitLab CI.yaml file, we'll provide some feedback while you edit that file about different configurations that may or may not be correct, or we'll help you auto-complete those things. We'll now have a list of sort of the dictionary of words that you might use to complete those things, which is great when you're editing that. What we want to do is we want to take this sort of ability to create a map or a schema file for a bunch of different files and layer that in and let people customize and extend it to their project and their use cases. And so we'll be implementing a way to add a custom schema in 13.3. You'll be able to, we'll define this in the GitLab-web IDE YAML file, and you'll define where the schema is located, so a path to the schema, and then sort of what the match is for files that schema should be applied to. You'll notice most of the examples here for the release post. We'll actually be immediately using this for the release post. One of my colleagues has already developed the schema file for that, and so we'll be able to prototype and do this for our own things very quickly as well. So we're really excited about this one. If you've got interesting files that you think might apply to this, please feel free to comment on this issue or let us know. We'd love to take a look and see, kind of what people might be doing with this custom schema support. The last one that I want to talk about is our VS Code extension. So GitLab recently took over ownership of the GitLab workflow VS Code extension. We've been publishing updates to that as we've gotten some things in order, moved over the publisher accounts, released version 3, which included a number of fixes, some other bugs and minor things that we've been working on. And one of the requests that we want to take a look at is publishing the extension to the openvsx registry. And so openvsx registry is a registry that is exists for sort of VS Code-like alternatives. So like VS Codium, which is a completely free and open source version of VS Code built from source. And then there's other things like Thea, which is a sort of VS Code web-based alternative. There's Code Server and other things that leverage this openvsx registry to get VS Code extensions inside of those editing environments. And so we're going to enable the GitLab workflow extension to be published to those, so that way we support sort of all these users across the board. So we're really excited to, have taken over the extension, and then we're getting it out to more users, so that way more users can benefit from all of the great things in there, while we continue to sort of do everything that we want to do to make the extension better overall. So really excited about this one as well. That's it for the 13.3. I'll make sure there's links to these specific issues down below in the video. And then if you have any feedback, please feel free to get in touch. We're really excited about 13.3, and I think it'll be the best release yet. Thanks.